60 hours of work, 3 sessions, 20 hours apiece. And as we're telling the story, it's a story about my life, and it's a story about my journey. But bigger than me and my life and my journey are my ancestors and my culture on my dad's side, on my mom's side, my black culture, my Samoan culture as well, all the things that are important to me from my family and protecting my family, my ancestors, protecting all of us, the spirit of my ancestors. It represents, in my tattoo, is great struggle and overcoming that great struggle.
So one of the tattoos that I really like is the small circle. It's for the small circle that I have, the small circle friends. And they are family for me. I'm not really moving with a lot of people. It's for us more a relation thing and a trust thing. And it's a very nice symbol to say we have a small circle and we keep it tight, because these days it's very special. I have one on my ribs, actually, this one, the Jesus of Rio. I got that one when I played the World Cup and I scored my first goal. That switched a lot of things in my career, so that's one of the favorites. So the lion on my back represents me. I have a heart of a lion. I got it done in Manchester. It took a long time. It took a long time because it's so big, maybe like 24 hours in total.
I have a crown on my right hand. I don't know why, just because it's cool. Underneath the crown, I have my grandmother's name, Glenda. Underneath the fleur-de-lis on the left side, I have my wife's name. And then the top of my arm, I have my mother's name. I was raised by my mother and my grandmother. I only have one tattoo that was done outside of Lafayette, Louisiana, and that's my daughter's name. I got that done in Florida when she was born. I have 4 women's name tattooed on me, you know. Like I said, I was raised by women, so that's just very powerful. Like, I never really planned any of this. It was just like in the moment. Whatever, like that week it came to me, I'm gonna get another tattoo, and I just did it. So I have a dove here. I have a Louisiana outline here, the boot, and then I have a magnolia, which is like state flower. I filled the Louisiana in with that. I have a tiger here. The day me and my wife got married, she has on the back of her neck. Blood bought, paid in full. I'm a Christian, like I'm forgiven for my sins. That's what that means. You know, everyone, like at the time of my life when I got it, I can go back and remember what was going on at that time. It's like a passport full of stamps, you know, of my life. We have a rose and rose petals falling. Fire, like a star scene. Jesus here, a phoenix here, just from overcoming things and rising up. My bicep, a Japanese war mask. Oh, under here is a cover-up. These huge blocks, I used to have my area code, 337. I was just like, man, that's silly, and it was done really bad. And so I covered it up with this.
This is like my 3rd or 4th tattoo. The story behind this one, every time I've done this, I've probably been at least a little bit drunk or wavy in one way, sense or another. Everyone was going to the tattoo shop and I thought, I'm just gonna get something like whatever it is. So I start Googling random stuff and then I'm like, oh yeah, that'll be cool. And the guy put me on the front desk, so I'm like lying face down on the front desk of the shop. And then he put the design on and I hadn't got the heart to tell him that it was too big, because I was just like nervous. He was like a big like tattooed like biker guy and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna get it. And then I literally woke up the next morning in a little bit of a haze, not really remember what was going on, but I knew my arm was really hurting. I think next, I got this tattoo down here, which says everything I wanted but nothing I'll ever need. And it was kind of like a place in my life where I'd gotten to a certain point of success and it was like really, really cool, but it was just a super lonely atmosphere whenever you get home. Roman numerals are my X Factor number, but I can't read Roman, so I'm kind of stuck to tell you exactly what they are, but this was like my X Factor number from when I was on the show. I feel like the most painful was hands, but in particular this hand. I had one guy do it and the guy completely screwed it up. And so I've had this hand done like 3 times. This was, I think, 5 hours just here. 3rd and 4th hour, I was like really feeling it. And then the last thing he made me do, he was like, can you just put your fist like this? And I thought he just wanted to look at it. And then he was like going into where the knuckles are. And obviously your knuckles are like completely open at that point. It was
sister was engaged to, or ended up marrying a guy who was a tattoo artist. So I grew up from a really young age, from around kind of 10 years old, viewing individuals getting tattooed. I got a big cross on my back. I mean, the idea originally came from Tupac, who was my favorite rapper. And then I wanted to put angel wings around it. And then at the top it says, Still I Rise. It took like, I think, 10 hours or something like that, just in one go, straight away. And since then, I've loved my back to the point, you know, you're checking it out. Once you kind of get your first one, you kind of move on to kind of what next can I get? What else kind of can I connect with? What else resonates with me? I've got a guardian angel here, I've got the Sacred Heart of Jesus here, and I've got an image of Michelangelo's sculpture of Mary holding Jesus from when she came off the cross. So Mary's at the front here, and then you see Jesus. I'd leave church on a Sunday thinking, wow, I've really gained my direction, where to go. So church was really my compass, so that's why I got the compass. I've got family and faith on my shoulders, and I'm very, very close to my family. And we always get together, almost like a Thanksgiving kind of meal. I grew up for a period of time on an American air base in England, so I grew up experiencing Thanksgiving, so I've inherited that part.
And I'm quite eccentric at times, and these tattoos can be viewed by someone as quite an eccentric thing and a bit odd. I get a lot of people not understanding them, but
that's why I asked the question.
But every single tattoo relates to something important to me in my life or my career. Like this one here is by an artist called Henry Matisse, and it's
absolutely Henri Matisse.
It's of a mother and child. It was the first thing I bought with a paycheck from my mum. I bought her a drawing of mother and child, and I got it on to symbolise her. These 3 boxing gloves are the first. I sold out Madison Square Garden 3 times, so I got 3 boxing gloves. My granddad was a boxer. My dad always said, when you make it in America, you play Madison Square Garden. Yeah. This one is for my granddad, who was Irish. This is for my first gig in Canada. That was when I was on tour with Snow Patrol and the A-Team came out, so I have a song that mentions a snowflake with angel wings. There's lots of stuff. I got this one here. It says Lads on Tour, because I got it with a bunch of lads on tour. This was the first time I played in Japan, so I got a Japanese symbol. I think I know what it means, but it might mean like yo sushi or something. Got that in Australia, which was really, really painful. The one that means the most to me is this line, and it's the one that I got the most stick for. Most recent tattoo is this tiny little one here, which is a little love heart. Most of them are like song specific, so that's interesting. I guess this is just my 8-year-old self coming out.